Hey everybody, hope you guys doing okay. Um, and this is it's just really strange the way my life is sometimes. I for whatever I can fluctuate between feelings like intensely. I can feel really low, really low. And then in a few hours later, I could be at the top of the world, feeling invincible, and like nothing can stop me, and everything's fine and dandy. It's really quite interesting. It can also be very jarring at times to go from these highs and these lows so frequently and so quickly. I think that's part of the reason why drugs have always been something I'm attracted to, because at least with the drugs, there is you can control your moods. If you're by continuing to put a substance in your body, you're continuing to keep yourself at a certain state of being, instead of going through life and just feeling what it is you're feeling at that moment, and not trying to change that feeling with some type of a substance, but just learning how to deal with that feeling. That's one of the biggest skills I think we could teach our children, is how to cope with emotions and how to navigate through this realm in a healthy manner while dealing with very quote unquote unhealthy emotions. Because that's, I mean, for me, I know that's been one of my biggest bugaboos, is getting fucked up because I don't know how to deal with these emotions. I don't know how to deal with wanting, essentially to kill myself, and not knowing what to do with myself, or not finding real interest in anything that I see in this world. And then at other times feeling like, one of the most powerful, if not, I'm just being real, I'm sure other men have felt this too. Sometimes we feel like we're invincible. To go back and forth from these within a couple of hours is, like I said, it can be very jarring. And this is how when I was younger, it didn't fluctuate so much. The fluctuations really started to increase when I started smoking marijuana and getting more into drugs. I think that helps unleash a deep aspect of myself that I hadn't really gotten to really know yet. It's always there, but it hadn't really been brought to the surface. And something in the marijuana, and also the talks I'd have with a particular friend, really just one friend, we would get very deep in our philosophical conversations, like really deep, to like the basic molecules of the universe, and the origins of life and why, and just everything. We'd have really long philosophical conversations while smoking marijuana. And this was also about the same time I started listening to a lot of psychedelic music. And I think somewhere in all of that, there was a deepness that was unleashed in my soul, and that I became very familiar with. And then once you become very familiar with that, the surface, what you see every day, becomes very dull and non-interesting, and even very painful. And you can find yourself feeling very detached and out of place. And I lived that way for a very long time, and I still feel that way. One thing that has brought some peace, not, I'm still struggling, but some peace has come from this purpose, and trying to change the world, just to make sense of the fact that, okay, well, the world's fucked up, it's been rigged a certain way, what else? There's either succumb to it and, wither away and die, or you can try to make a name for it yourself and play the Monopoly game and do that, or you can try to change it. I've never been about making money or the Monopoly game. That's never felt right. I never felt like I was going to go to college. I always was like, college? I always wanted a life like I saw in the movies. When I watched all these movies and saw these actors and all these things, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to live that type of a life. I want to go on an adventure. I want to do some cool shit. I want to meet some cool people. I want to experience something different. I don't want a 9-to-5 job. I don't want to go and just get a college degree and graduate and this and that. Like, that never, ever, ever felt right to me. And because of that, I've always just kept away from going down that trajectory. Little bear. My dad's upstairs. But anywho, so just this whole being more and more sober. Again, I'm still smoking marijuana, so I'm still not even completely meeting my feelings without some type of substance to help me get through it. But it is a lesser degree of of numbness, of getting fucked up, of substance I'm introducing into my body. So I'm feeling more than I have. And like I said, out of the past 20 years, 15 of it have been spent using heavy substances all day long. For the most part, all day long. When I was drinking, I would try to, wait till, 6 hours, 8 hours, as long as I could to start drinking. Sometimes I wouldn't, but then I would get drunk. So it's really been about 15 years of one way or another getting fucked up every day. And not just the damage it does to your organs and your energy and your well-being and your neurons and all that, but just, again, like I said, from just getting used to not dealing with emotions is one of the worst part about this whole thing. Because now I'm sitting here sober, like, okay, I've gotten through the withdrawals and all this and that, but now I still don't really know how to deal with these intense emotions when they come upon me. And my go-to is to get fucked up. But since I'm not getting fucked up now, I'm at like a loss, and I'm searching for what to do with myself when these feelings come across me. And speaking is one of the most therapeutic things I can do. But when you're alone, you have nobody to speak to. It can be very, very challenging sometimes, and that's where I think thoughts like suicide can creep in, which is also why I think it can be very dangerous, especially right now, to encourage people to be alone. I'm just gonna be real. Like, I don't think it's a good thing. I've spent a lot of time on my own, and I've watched myself evolve, and I know how I am around people, and I seem to operate at a much better level. I'm more helpful, I'm more happy, and I seem to enjoy life more when I'm around people. Not to say that there's not things to enjoy on your own, but you can spend too much time on your own. You can also spend too much time with people. But for me, because I've spent so little amount of time with people, being at 36, it's good for me to engage and socialize. So like, that's something that I need more of, probably, where some people probably need less of that. But anyway, I just wanted to just share a little bit of what's going on with me. And again, also, when I read the Bible, it's spiritually, there's a resistance when I'm feeling negative to even pick up the Bible or to pray or to do any of these things. I just want to get lost in that negativity. But I find when I push myself to actually read from the Bible or to pray, even when I don't feel like doing it, that's actually when it's the most effective. When I don't feel like doing it and I do it, a lot of the times I'll find like almost immediate alleviation, or within a few minutes, it'll feel like I've been kind of wiped clean of something, of an energy, a spirit, whatever you want to call it. So these are just things that I'm learning as I go through life. So, all right. Hope you all have a good day. Bye.